What's goody? Hey, man, we need to talk about the Atlanta Hawks because right now the Atlanta Hawks are on a 7 game losing streak, and they're not on a 7 game losing streak where it's like they're getting beat by 1 point buzzer beaters, they're fighting their lives, or they're playing the best teams in the NBA. No, 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 no. The Atlanta Hawks look like maybe one of the worst teams in ball right now, and easily the worst defense in ball. I'm telling you, their defense looks worse than Utah, Washington, anybody you want to look at as a bottom feeder team in the NBA, a team that has a bad defense in the NBA, the Atlanta Hawks are worse than them right now. They've lost 7 straight games since the return of Trae Young. In these losses, let me explain to you what these losses are. The first one is a loss to the Charlotte Hornets. They let up 133 points. One of the next ones, 152 to 150 loss to the Chicago Bulls. Then the very next game, 126 to 123 loss to the Chicago Bulls. Not only did you lose to the Bulls back-to-back games, which is sad enough in and of itself, you lost both of those games by a combined 5 points, which just makes this even sadder and more heartbreaking. But you look at it and you say, damn, you gave up 152 and 126 points to the Chicago Bulls in back-to-back games? No disrespect to Chicago, but y'all have the 22nd or 23rd ranked offense when it comes to offensive rating right now when I'm looking at NBA.com. In fact, I can go to NBA.com and tell you it's 22nd. Your offensive rating is 113.2. That's not an offensive rating that should have you scoring 150 points in an NBA game. So that alone, in and of itself, should just tell you how bad the Atlanta Hawks defense is right now. But then we keep going because those aren't the only losses. Because we go to the very next game after that. So they lose to the Hornets, and then they lose to the Spurs. They get beat by 30 by the Spurs. But even though losing by 30 is never good, especially when you're a team like the Hawks, you lose to the Spurs, I can respect it. But damn, son, you let up 126 and couldn't even score 100? I didn't even peep when I was really looking at this because I've written, if you go look up my name, you'll see that I've written USA Today stories about like a couple of these Atlanta Hawks game. And one of them that we're about to talk about right now is the Heat game. And I predicted them to win that game. And let me tell you exactly why. The Heat, before this game, were coming off back-to-back games. Or no, not back-to-back. I'm sorry. But they were coming off a game where they only scored 91 points against the Toronto Raptors and lost by 20. So I'm thinking, oh, there's no way they're about to win. Before that, they let up 132 and 129 points. And then before that, they beat the Nets, sure. But they only scored 106 in that one. And then you go to the game before that, they were held under 100 again in the loss to the Raptors, right? So you're looking at it and you're like, okay, that's probably a very good game for the Hawks to win. But then you go look at the injury report and you say, oh, um, Tyler Hero's not playing. Bam Adebayo's not playing. Pele Larson's going to be starting for the Miami Heat in this game. Oh, absolutely. The Atlanta Hawks are winning this game 10 out of 10 times. They went out there and lost 126 to 111. They've lost 7 straight games, and they've allowed 126 or more points in all of their last 9 losses. The loss before that, they lost to the Clippers 115 to 92. Those ones date before the Trae Young return, but since the Trae Young return has happened, they have not allowed less than 126 points. They have lost 7 straight games, including losses to the Hornets, the Bulls twice, and the Heat, missing their 2 best players. Last night, they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they gave up 140 points. OKC only scored under 30 in one quarter, and it was the fourth quarter. You know what happens in the fourth quarter with OKC. They don't even play their guys, for real. They let up 70 points in the first half and then said, nah, let me show you how bad we really are, and let up 43 points in the third quarter. That's what the Atlanta Hawks did against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Mind you, they didn't score over 30 in a quarter in the second half. Something has to happen with this team. I do not know what the move is, to be honest with you, because short of shooting for Giannis, I don't know what move you can make that makes this team better. But what I do know is the way that this team looked when it was the dog is distracting me. When it was Jalen Johnson and when it was Nickeil Alexander-Walker as the 2 guys leading this team looked a lot better, and I understand you can't sustain that for a full season, but what I am saying is maybe you can look at that, and you can look at the all-NBA caliber play of Jalen Johnson, and you can look at the rise, the phenomenal season that Nickeil Alexander-Walker is having, and you can look at guys like maybe Dyson Daniels learns how to shoot again, or maybe you include Dyson Daniels in whatever trade you're going to do, because I think that's probably what you should do. Maybe Zachary Richardson gets better when Dyson Daniels goes. Maybe Zachary Richardson is just having a sophomore slump, and next year Zachary Richardson is going to be good again the way you think he can be. He's going to be a phenomenal role player on your team. You can't tell me that maybe with Kristaps Porzingis back and another move or something, or you can include Kristaps Porzingis in the trade too. There's a lot that this team can do, but something needs to be done. I'm telling you right now. As a guy that is a fan of Trae Young and a believer in Trae Young, you as the Atlanta Hawks are no longer at a point where you can ignore how bad this defense is when he's playing. The vibes are low when he's playing. It seems like in the locker room and with the fan base, you're losing when he's playing. And you're the worst defense in the league when he's playing. And then you look at this year and it's like, well, what's the point? Because he's not even hooping. He's averaging 19-9, and then he's averaging 19 points and 9 assists per game while shooting 41.5% from the field and 30.5% from three. Those are all career lows, including his free throw percentage, which is, or not career lows. I don't know if these are career lows, but these are well below his career average in every way. And I can look and I can tell you, are these career lows? And since his rookie year, he hasn't averaged less than 19.3 points. This is the least amount of points he's averaged since his rookie year. He averaged 19.1 points per game as a rookie. He's averaging 19.3 points per game now. Assist, he averages 8.9 now, the lowest he's averaged since a rookie when he averaged 8.1. 3-point percentage, he's shooting 30.5%, the lowest of his career by far. 3-point attempts, he's only shooting 6 a game. 5.9 to be exact, the lowest of his career. Field goal percentage of 41.5, second lowest of his career, only lower than last year. What's the point? Because if you're the Atlanta Hawks, the offense is not outweighing the defense anymore, and you're not winning anymore. The vibes are low now. You don't even believe in him as your guy anymore, because when you had Jalen Johnson as the guy, you were winning. You were the 2 seed basically. No, I don't think you ever got that high. I'm tripping. But you were winning. You got back. Things were looking great. Jalen Johnson was out there dropping 30-point triple doubles, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker was averaging 30, which he's still doing. He still scored 30 last night, but still. The vibes were better. The team looked better. So I don't know what the move is. I don't know if it's going to get Giannis, but we have to do something, right? We have to see, okay, if we can't get Giannis, what can we do? Does this mean if Giannis isn't the guy we can get, does that mean we don't trade for a star at all? Does that mean we go and we do some moves that maybe don't make us better, but they make the team composition a little better? They're locker room moves. They free up some money. Maybe we can get a free agent. Maybe we get a whole bunch of draft picks in. Maybe we get some young players that we believe in. Things like that, because you do own that Pelicans pick for this year. And while the Pelicans are getting better, the Pelicans aren't about to be a 3 seed. You do, and the Spurs own your pick too, I believe. I believe the Spurs own your pick. So it's not like you can just go around and you can just say, okay, if things don't work out, we have our own pick, blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. So, like, something needs to be done, because right now is your chance. The Celtics still look solid right now with Jaylen Brown. When Jason Tatum's back next year, they're going to be even better. 1 second. Let me get this dog. It's like I go out there and the dog is fine. I go out there, my fiance is laying on the bed with the baby. She's cool, and she's just like, I don't know what's wrong with him. He's fine. He just wanted to play. I'm like, he just wanted to play? That's why you're barking at me. I'll play with him when I'm done with this. My point is, the Atlanta Hawks have to do something. I do not know if that means you just sell on Trae Young just to sell on Trae Young and see what you have with Jalen Johnson in this team. I don't know if that means you try to do everything you can to put Trae Young in a package for Giannis Antetokounmpo. I don't know if this means you do everything you can to put Giannis into a package. To put Trae Young into a package for someone else. And I also think that Dyson Daniels' problem has to be addressed as well, because Dyson Daniels is shooting like 12% from 3. In fact, I'll go look and tell you what Dyson Daniels is shooting from 3 right now, because it's bad. And I never was a big believer in the whole Dyson Daniels last season. I believed in him as a defender, and the steals he was getting, I believe that could be real. But I was never a big believer in this Dyson Daniels offensive leap where he's shooting 3 threes a game at 34%. I didn't ever believe he was that good of a 3-point shooter. And now he's shooting 12% from 3 on 1.7 attempts per game. It's like, I understand the defense, man, but you're not averaging 3 steals like you were last season. And you're, no disrespect, but you're not the defender of Herb Jones, Lou Dort, forget him, Herb Jones, Alex Caruso. You're not that level of defender. So what's the point of us having you? If I understand the steals and the deflections, but we can get someone else that's going to do that and give us other things at a better level, because you're still a young player coming off of a phenomenal season, especially with those steals. So I can believe a team, especially a team with bad management, I can trick them into buying high on you probably, or at least buying enough to where the value isn't completely tanked, because you wait too long on this Dyson Daniels thing and teams aren't just going to be like, man, he's been shooting 12% for 3 for five out of the 7 years of his career now. But that 1 year, 3 years ago, he averaged 3 steals a game, 2 first-round picks. It's not going to happen. So you got to make that. You got to make that decision eventually as well. The Hawks are in shambles, but it's early in the season. It's not even the new year yet as we speak, right? So they got a little bit of time. They'll be all right. Hopefully, I'm assuming they're going to make some move soon. I think it's very imperative now for them to make some move soon. Whereas I think before we were waiting to see what it's gonna look like when Trae Young comes back, and if it looks good, then you don't need to make a move. It hasn't looked good. It's looked awful actually. So the time for waiting is gone. It's time for you to kind of make a decision. All right. I love you. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching as always. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know what type of content y'all want to see and everything like that. I've been loving the support I'm getting recently. So just thank y'all for everything. And please don't forget to keep God first. All right. Peace out.